You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, 71 degrees, going up to a high of 82. So it's going to be really, really nice. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is Thursday, May the 20th. So glad to be here with you today. Today is also Spotlight Thursday, so I got a guest coming up at 10:30, so make sure to stick around for the guest. All right, so listen, I didn't even know this day, but just know that it'll always be on my calendar. Today is National Be a Millionaire Day. I know we all wish it was that simple, right? That we could just say, you know what, I want to be a millionaire today and it's going to happen. It doesn't happen like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that. However, I would love it if it did. But today's National Be a Millionaire Day. Now, I don't know. Maybe we should all get together and reach out to the stars and say, hey, today I'm a millionaire. You know, I'm just saying. But anyway, it's also National Pick Strawberries Day. It's also National Rescue Dog Day, which is pretty nice. National Red Sneakers Day. I don't own any red sneakers. I own some red shoes, not any red sneakers. And there's also National Quiche Lorraine Day. So you got a lot of national days to celebrate. The one that I'm excited about is National Be a Millionaire Day. Yes. And maybe some strawberries. Yeah, I can't rescue a dog. You know, I know. Once we lost Diamond, my heart was broken. I was like, I vowed to never have another dog as a pet. I just vowed not to. It was so painful. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I lost a dog. You know, I cried for like 2 weeks. You know, and it was so crazy because I remember when we got Diamond, Dominique was like 14 years old, and I was fussing at my husband, like, she don't need a dog. She's not going to take care of the dog. I'm going to take care of the dog. And that's what happened. She went to college. I wound up taking care of the dog. When we moved to Georgia, the dog stayed. She was working. I was taking care of the dog. So Diamond used to lay in my office. Like she had a pillow in my office, and she and I hung out in this office. And you know, when she passed away, I was heartbroken, like just broken to pieces, like for about 2 weeks, you know. And I still think about it. I look at her, and she was so bad, y'all. Like she was a sweet dog, but she was mean. She was a tiny little dog, about this big, and she was so mean. You know, my friends would come over, especially my friend Lori. She said, "Where's the mean Diamond?" Because Diamond would bite their shoes. Like anybody who had on black shoes, she had a problem with that. And I think that's because I think my nephew kicked her when she was a baby. You know, he won't admit it. The oldest one, he won't admit he kicked Diamond, but I think he kicked Diamond. And I think when he kicked Diamond, he scarred her for life. And anytime she would see people with black shoes come in my house, she would attack their feet. But I miss Diamond, but I can't do the rescue dog, but I know there are some of you out there who will. So it's National Rescue Dog Day. I know, I love them too, but it hurts too much. It just hurts too much. All right, I'm going to get on with our show. Let's get on with our horoscopes, brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen for today, May the 20th. I don't want to stay long because I got a guest coming up, and he runs like 6 businesses. So I'm interested to see, first of all, how does he balance them all? And, you know, he's a sales expert. How does he make the sales? Because with 6 businesses, you got to be making sales. And how do you do that? So he's going to share that with us in the next segment. But right now, let's do these horoscopes. Aries. You can make new friends who could turn into intimate connections if you join clubs or take creative courses. Opportunities to upgrade your living standards will come through your lover or through joint financial ventures. Reevaluate your situation. All right? Listen, Aries, you got to reevaluate the situation. Opportunities to upgrade. Listen, we all looking for an upgrade. I don't care what nobody say. You're looking for an upgrade in some part of your life, whether it's your physical, your mental, your business, your financial, your house, your car. You're looking for an upgrade. Don't listen. Don't be acting like I'm good. Nah, you're looking for something. Everybody, you're always searching for something. If you're not searching for something, you're probably dead. So I'm just saying. Taurus, take some time to change your house around. You need to get out and challenge yourself. Empty promises are evident. Therefore, get it in writing before to be safe. Yeah, empty promises. Listen, don't take their word for it today, Taurus. Make them put it in black and white. You cannot argue with black and white. I'm just saying, you cannot. When it's on paper and they have signed their names, that's all you got to show. It's right here. in black and white. You heard that old saying, it's in black and white. If it's only out there mouths and in your ear, that's debatable. I'm just letting you know. Gemini, your partner could make you angry if you steal their thunder. Don't steal their thunder or embarrass them in front of others. Don't do that. Don't do that, Gemini. Don't let them do that to you. Be prepared to jump quickly if you wish to stay in the forefront of your industry today. Lovers will be demanding. You are best to sign your partner up for activities that will be tiring. Okay, so why do you want to tire your partner out today, Gemini? Because they're getting on your nerves, they're trying to embarrass you. I'm just saying, I don't know. But anyway, be prepared to jump out there and be in the forefront of your industry. You know, it's so funny. I just got off a mastermind call. And so every morning at 8 o'clock I do a mastermind call. It's not mine. I'm in a mastermind. Pretty cool too, and it's still going. Like it's still about 100 people in the room. It's on my other computer over there. I was like, okay, I got to do the show. I got to do the show now. Tomorrow's my off day, so I have time to stay on. It starts at 8 o'clock. It's been going for 2 hours already, and it's still there. But anyway, and if you want to know more about it, I'll drop a link over in the Good Morning Gwinnett show. It's really cool. It's like 306 people on this morning. I thought it was really nice. And today's my first day. Anyway, you have to figure out what industry you're in, and we're gonna probably get to this with my guest coming up because he's in a lot of industries, but his core thing is sales, and sales is in all of his bio. Like even though he has 6 different businesses, everything says sales, right? And each one of them is sales, something sales. It sells in all of them. So from looking at his bio, even though he has 6 businesses, it's his core service is sales. You have to get out there in the front of your industry today, Gemini. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there because people need to know what you do. Like people know me for podcasting. Like I'm launching. My goal is to have a whole podcast network. That's the goal. Right? Based around the things that I love. Now, podcasting is going to be everything I do. Like no matter what it is, I'm in financial services, podcasting. I'm in local marketing, podcasting. I'm in the ABC Chamber, podcasting. I'm in the Gwinnett Chamber, podcasting. Even though I do a bunch of other stuff, podcasting is my thing. And so, you know, when you look at my website, it says podcasting. When you look at my LinkedIn, it says podcasting. And yes, I do podcasts. That's what I do. I launch podcasts and I help those launch podcasts. So anyway, get out there in the forefront of your industry, Gemini. Cancer, your loved ones could set you off. Oh, Lord. Your involvement in sports and entertainment will lead to new romance. Friends from your past may come back into your life. My daughter just told me this yesterday. She's like, people from your past. She just said this yesterday. She's a Cancer. She said, people from your past are going to come back into your life between the 23rd of May to the 22nd of June. And she said, don't sign any contracts between that time. And I was like, okay. So I had to listen to her because she's all into the whole spiritual realm and all that. She's into that stuff. But what she said was people from your past, they're going to come back into your life within that time frame. And I was like, oh, like how is that possible? But anyway, Cancer, you were right. You were right. She's a Cancer, y'all. Leo, you can make a difference if you offer help at functions that involve children. If you've been under stress and worrying about older members of your family, it's time to come to terms with the situation. Delve a little deeper if you really want to know the score. Yeah, sometimes, Leo, you just have to accept things for what they are. And I know, trust me, if I could change some things, oh boy, would I change some things. But I can't. They are what they are, and I had to come to grips with that, and you do too. I know it's painful sometimes, but you got to do it. That way you can kind of move on and start to prepare yourself for other things, okay? Virgo. Relationships will become stronger. Do your own thing. Get involved. Don't get involved in other people's private doings. Do your own thing, Virgo. Mind your business. Don't worry about nobody else. Do your own thing. That's what happens sometimes. We always want to be in other folks' stuff. Listen, don't worry about other people's stuff. Do your own thing today. All right? Listen, I'm about to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Do you still love the game? I know I don't. Your kids just rolling now and under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart and
Welcome back. Listen, that's one of my favorite songs I play on this show. I'm sitting up here, y'all, I'm just jamming to the song, y'all. Y'all can't see me because the little video is playing, but that's one of my favorite songs. I love that song. See a brighter day. Welcome back to the show. Me, your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thies. I'm going to pick it up with Libra. Try to make arrangements with friends or relatives to spend a few days away. Romantic opportunities are evident if you get involved in large groups or organizations. You may want to steal your thunder. Others may want to steal your thunder when they realize your ideas are pretty solid. That's why sometimes, Libra, you can't share your ideas with nobody. Sometimes you just got to hold off. I'm telling you, because people try to steal your ideas. You don't know how many times I've shared things and I've come back. This is one woman, right? I got to tell y'all this quick story. This is one woman. She always reaches out to me to do something, right? And the next thing I know, she's doing it. So recently, she sent me a text message saying, now I have a podcast academy, right? I have a podcast academy that I've been doing since 2018. I think it's been 2018, where I train people on how to start podcasts. And so I've been doing my podcast academy, and she came to a meetup that I had, not even a meetup that I had. She came to a meetup that someone else had, and we were talking, and so, you know, she knew what I did and everything. Now she has a podcast academy, right? And so I said to one of my friends, I said, well, does she even have a podcast? And she was like, no. But she's that type of person, like she will steal your ideas and make it her own. And not listen, do your thing. Because here's what I've come to understand. You're you, I'm me. People gonna know I'm authentic because I do this 4 days a week. Now I'm about to add another couple of days to it. It's not going to be the same. You can't answer the same questions unless you're doing this thing. There are people who I have to go to ask questions about podcasting, and I'm deep in it. But there are still some things that I don't know because there are other parts of podcasting that I'm not. Trust me, podcasting is not just about me getting on here talking every day. And video, it's not just that. It's a whole industry out there that I have no idea about because I'm not in that part of podcasting. So I have to go to my friends, and I have good friends who are in that part of podcasting, like, hey, what's going on here? And what's going on there? And it's so weird because I'm like, she doesn't even have a podcast, and she's doing a podcast academy. Now, what she should have said was, hey, Audrey, let's collaborate. But you got some greedy people. They don't want to collaborate. They want to do it all themselves. And she may get some clients because she's going to put a ton of money behind marketing. But here's the thing. She can't answer the hard questions like what happens when my podcast player stops. What do I do? How do I start back? How do I pick up where I left off? She can't answer that because it hasn't happened to her because she doesn't have a podcast. So anyway, Libra, be careful you share your ideas because you got people that would steal a white off of rice. I'm just saying. Scorpio, get involved in activities that will bring you knowledge about foreign lands, philosophies, or cultures. You will find your personal partner taxing today. If you have to deal with large institutions, be careful not to make waves. Listen, if you got to deal with some large institutions like the government, don't piss them off. Don't make no waves today. Keep it smooth. Get your point across, but keep it smooth because you may need them. I don't know what the large institution is. Maybe it's a bank, maybe it's an insurance company, maybe it's the government. I don't know. Maybe it's a client, a big client that you're working with, and you need them because if they quit, you lose that stream of revenue. Keep it light today. Sagittarius, make sure that you take the time to remember those you love. It might be a time to pick up the slack and do your share. Stay out of other people's affairs. Mind your business today, Sagittarius. Don't get in nobody's business today. Stay out of other people. Here's the thing, because if you get in it and you're not supposed to be there and the stars are telling you don't be there, they're going to blame you for the situation. So just stay out of it. The best thing to do is like, you know what? I'm going to fall back. Y'all handle that. Y'all got it. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do some other stuff. You know, I'm going to pick up. I'm going to do my share around. I got to clean up. You know, do some spring cleaning. Capricorn, don't let your emotions take over. You may have the day off, but your thoughts will be on work and your cash situation. Try not to get back into corners. I get it. Listen, when I sleep good at night, and I slept good last night, I slept good for the last 3 nights, which is nice. Because I normally don't sleep that well because I'm like in thought mode, like Capricorn about the business. The business is all, but I feel like this time, I feel like I'm not like that because I've been in the financial industry since 1999. Well, really since 97. I was working for Prudential, and then I got my license. So I've been in the financial industry for a minute. I'm going to tell that story. I got to do my video tonight, but I'm going to tell the story. So I feel like, and then I've been in business for so long, so everything that I need to do to release this new podcast, Wise Women Invest podcast, on its own. You know, I did a segment on Wednesday with Carolyn, last Wednesday with Carolyn Shoemate, who is a licensed stock investor. And she can invest in stocks and mutual funds and like that. So we're partnering because I don't have my license yet, but I'm working on them. But we're partnering to help women learn how to invest. Now, I do insurance. She does both, but she's focusing on the investment side. I'm also working on getting my credit to 800. So that's something I'll be talking about too, because all of that stuff plays together when it comes to your finances. So I've been in the industry for a while, but I think because I've been in business for so long, it was easy for me to just spend this week just putting everything together. And I literally have 4 things left on my to-do list to launch this podcast like the way I want to launch it. And when I say launch it, I'm talking about with the TV channels and, you know, all this stuff where it's going to be, this content is going to be distributed. I'm like 4 things away that I'm going to knock out today. And so that makes me happy. And, but it's because I've been doing this so long. And it was a point for me saying it, and I don't remember what it was. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Aquarius, social activities or travel should be in your plans. Don't be a pest or a troublemaker today. You could be disillusioned if you let relatives in on your emotional thoughts. Yeah, don't be a pest or a troublemaker today, Aquarius. Don't do that. Don't piss people off. Don't be a troublemaker. I was in a conversation with somebody this week, and I was like, Lord, they're about to start some trouble. And I told my daughter, yep, somebody's about to start some trouble. She's like, just shook her head. Because that person, the energy is trouble. The energy, you know, and I could feel it. And I was like, yeah, they're about to start some trouble. And sometimes, you know, just stay back. Listen, you stay back. Don't be a troublemaker. Don't get involved. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, property deals will pay big dividends. You could expand your circle of friends if you get involved in unusual activities. Do not expect others to do your work. Listen here. Y'all know I'm all into the land investing right now. Property deals, fish. I don't know what you're investing in. Check out some lands. I'm also investing all the cryptocurrency. And over the last couple of days, Bitcoin has been doing a dance. I'm talking about crazy. My husband like, look at Bitcoin. I think it was like Sunday. It was down like $5,000. Then it dropped another $1,700. Then it went back up. That's the thing about cryptocurrency. It's very volatile. Very volatile. So listen, if you're thinking about getting into cryptocurrency, make sure that you got the stomach for it. Like Dogecoin, I looked at Doge and I bought some more. It was so crazy because when I bought it, it was at 28 cents. And that's cheap. But if I hold it 10 years and it go up to like $1,000 a share, your girl is paid. You hear what I'm saying? So I bought it. It was at 28 cents. When Elon Musk was talking about it, it went all the way up to 72 cents. That's still not enough for me to sell it. I'm like, nah, that's not enough. 72 cents, it doubled. Yesterday it was down to 38 cents, right? A share. Now that's very cheap. I think it's going to be around for a long time. And I wanted to get like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, let me tell y'all what Bitcoin is. $58,000 for one share. One. Lord have mercy. If it gets to that much, if I can hold it that long, I probably can't hold it that long. Because I can tell you right now, when it gets to $1,000 a share, I'm out. I'm dumping it. Like, I'm out. I may dump it at $500 a share. I don't know. I'm still trying to, I don't know. Right now, I'm buying and holding. So at 38 cents, I had to buy some more. 38 cents a share? A share. Like, I had to buy more. I'm not telling you to do that. That's not financial advice. I'm just saying what I do. That's all I'm saying. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again tomorrow not tomorrow. Today is Thursday. You know, today is my Friday. I will not be back tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday at 10 a.m. to bring you more of the... No, I won't be here Monday. Oh, God. I won't be here Monday. I'll be traveling. So I'll be in the airport. Unless I come live from the airport. So you won't see video, but you can't hear me. I probably will be able to do the horoscopes. I don't know. I think I'll be on the plane, though. If I'm not on the plane, I'll be here Monday. If I'm not here Monday, know that I'm on a plane. And I'll be here Tuesday. All right? Now, let's get on with some news you can use before I bring my guest up. He's going to come on and share his wisdom with us about, I need to know how he's running 6 businesses. That's what I need to know. Like, that's my thing. Like 6, that's a lot. I'm thinking like, woo. All right, so Buford, Lawrenceville, to upgrade aging public housing with modern units. This is so nice. This is such a great story. The old public housing units in Lawrenceville and Buford, some that date back to the 1950s, are on their way out. Thank God. 1950s? That's a long time. Public housing units, that's a long time. I mean, 1950. And this woman, her name is Deborah Engel. She's saying we won't miss them. Like she's been living there for 6 years in public housing, and she loves her community. She loves being a part of the community, but she says, they need to be out. She said the floor plan in her unit isn't inviting. She said the kitchen doesn't have a dishwasher, and something that she missed sorely. Let me tell you something, Miss Engel. Let me tell you, if we didn't have a dishwasher, Lord, I would miss it too. I get it. I ain't even a senior, but I would miss my dishwasher. So I can't even. Here's a crazy thing, y'all. My daughter hand washes her dishes. I was like, and she has a dishwasher. I was like, girl, that was the one thing I hated my entire life was washing dishes. Hated with the passion. And my mom, when it was time for me to wash dishes, she thought I didn't wash them because I was lazy. She's called me Lazy Daisy. I hated washing dishes. But here's what I hated. She would make the dishwater, right? And just put the plates in there, and then there'd be food in the water. And when you put your hands in there, you touched it. Oh my God, that grossed me out so much. So I hated washing dishes. Wasn't that I was lazy. I just hated washing dishes. So Miss Ingalls over there in the public housing, girl, I know what you mean. I know you miss your dishwasher. Yes. She says, I'm going to have a brand new everything. So anyway, efforts are being made across the state to upgrade existing public housing by renovating and building new homes, in some cases, surrounding them with mixed-use income communities. That's really nice. With the oversight from the Housing Authority, private developers are building many of them with the help of tax breaks or other incentives. So they're going to be getting some new houses in Lawrenceville and Buford. The Gwinnett cities of Buford and Lawrenceville have both projects in the works, while Norcross is in the early stages of upgrading its public housing as well. So Buford will replace and renovate about 140 units, tearing down 2 communities completely. Just completely demolishing those, adding 3 more. So they're going to tear down 2, add 3 more. Lawrenceville will expand the number of affordable apartments in the area by blending new public housing units with affordable and market price apartments. Now, what does that mean? Because I told y'all before, the South Lawn downtown Lawrenceville, when it first started, the sign had 200,000. I rode by there a couple of weeks ago. It's like 400,000. It's the same space. So it jumped 200,000 in the last 6 months. Like I think that might be the last 3 months. It's crazy. So I wonder what affordable really means. Like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of these people are on fixed income. So what does that mean? But anyway, to read the full story, you can go to ajc.com and it's there. Making housing affordable to fit the community. I would love to know what that means. So I'm going to have to dig a little bit deeper into that story. Because the median household in Lawrenceville right now is $52,500. And so what does that mean? I can tell you right now. But nobody's going to know who's low income and who isn't, says Engel. Who pays $197 rent? Heck, Miss Engel, I don't know who paid $197, but that's really low income, right? But I think that's pretty cool. A family-oriented development in Lawrenceville South Town Square will mix 40 public housing units with 116 partners. So they're gonna put in 40 that are affordable or that the rent make a market price. So they're gonna put in the South Town Square. Where's South Town Square gonna be? I got to find out more about that. But anyway, to read the full story, you can go to ajc.com because it's there. I think that's a great thing that they're going to be, bringing back. They're going to be making the affordable housing look better so people can feel better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So listen, the burn ban is in effect in Gwinnett until the end of September. Yep. An outdoor burn ban is in effect until the end of September the 30th to be exact. The ban restricts outdoor open burning of yard and other land debris in the county to comply with federal clean air regulations. The ban went into effect as of May 1st. Do not burn until September the 30th. Or you're going to get fined. It allows for campfires and barbecue grills as well as fires for agricultural practices in areas that are zoned RA 200, residential agriculture or forestry services prescribed burn. Other than that, do not burn or you're going to get a fine. Listen, we're putting it out there to you so you know, do not burn, you're going to get a fine. Do not burn, you're going to get fined. Just putting it out there for you. September 30th. You can burn after September 30th, not now. Gotta protect the air. Needs to be clean. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's still gonna burn. Watch. I guarantee you, somebody's still gonna burn. There's a strange case about this young kid. He didn't go to school one day. He decided to do online classes, and when he went online, what he's saying is that his Zoom got hacked, and there was somebody who hacked his IP and was putting racial slurs and threats inside the classroom online virtually, and it wasn't him. Now, listen, y'all. So now his family is appealing it because he got suspended for the rest of the year. And so his family, he said, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. And so, if we haven't learned anything from last week, is that anybody can hack anything. And so the fact that somebody hacked his Zoom account does not surprise me. Zoom hasn't said anything yet, but his family is fighting it, saying that's not fair. He said it wasn't him. His account was really hacked. And someone was they put his name, and they was putting in racial slurs and things like that, and bomb threats and things like that. And he said it wasn't me, and I think that's kind of crazy. That he said it wasn't him, and they're saying it is you, and so now they have to go to court and all that good stuff. All right, so listen, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after this song to bring you more of what's going on. Hopefully my guests will be done signed in by then, so stay tuned.
Can't take my eyes off your silhouette. So
If it's your birthday today, happy birthday all the way from the Lawrenceville, Georgia. Happy birthday. It's your birthday, baby. So happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Well, I'm ready for my guest to come on today. I'm excited about this guest because I want to know how he runs 6 businesses. Like, that's the first thing I want to know. I know he's an expert in sales development, social networking, marketing, business strategy, channel sales strategy. What is that? We need to know what that is. He's an expert in sales, content creation, and branding. Yes, I love that part. And sales and growth strategies. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my guest to the show, Mr. Ronnell Richards. Real talk, real experience. Welcome.
Hey. Good morning, Audrey. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, thank you for being here with me this morning. I'm excited about this interview. You know, I sent Georgette a list of people I wanted to interview, and that's kind of rare. She normally finds us, listen, I want to interview this guy because he talks about sales, and I need to know what the heck is the difference between sales and marketing, because, you know, you kind of think they go together or they're one and the same. Most of the time people think they're one and the same, and I think that's not the case. So I looked at you, I think I saw you on LinkedIn. I was like, oh, he has a lot going on. Let me reach out to him. So thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
So
there's
now,
a pretty big difference. They do walk the same path, but yeah, there's some significant differences.
See, I knew that, and a lot of us don't know that. We think if we market, it's going to turn into money. I think that's not the case. So I'm glad you're going to clear that up for us today. So thank you for doing that. So, you know, I read your bio, and I think what stuck out for me, and I titled the show, while his friends were playing video games, he was learning how to balance a checkbook. I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, that is a great way to start the show out. So tell us a little bit about your backstory, and because most kids right now, they don't move from in front of the TV. It's all about video games, but you were learning how to balance a checkbook. I didn't learn how to balance a checkbook until I got out of college, and I still didn't learn until like about 5 years after that. So talk about your experience growing up and how you managed to learn how to do that so soon.
Well, you know, I'd be lying if I said that was just all me. You know, I'm no different than other kids, man. You know, if I were just left up to my devices, I've been doing the exact same thing as everyone else. You know, the difference for me, is really my parents. You know, my parents were very intentional, specifically my father, very intentional in helping develop me into, you know, whatever this is that you see in front of you today. And it has always been about entrepreneurship. It's always been about business. So my father valued those things more than some of the superficial things. So I didn't have a lot of toys. I had a computer. I had my first computer in 1980. 83, 84, something like that. Yeah.
How old were you?
I was born in 76, so that would have actually, man, now I'm thinking about, no, the very first one, I was like 5. It was like a Commodore or something, yeah. But, you know, my father saw, you know, the time you see they were young guys back then, Bill Gates and all these guys doing this programming, and so he put me in programming classes. You know, again, my parents were entrepreneurs, and I was just involved in every aspect of the business that they could involve me in. So, you know, I was at the cash register. I was taking deposits to the bank. I was doing inventory. It wasn't fun, but but it certainly helped put me on the track that you know, I ultimately ended up on, you know, into adulthood. But, you know, really, again, I think if there's anything that I want people to take from my story and kind of where I'm at, is that I am the product of my environment and my parents' intention, right? My father, I don't know where the hell he got it from, because he wasn't, you know, we're from Youngstown, Ohio, and there's not a lot of successful entrepreneurs, you know, Youngstown, Ohio. But my father he had a vision, yes, you know, and so he just was really intentional. Again, wasn't always fun, trust me.
Right.
Was not always fun, but he just, again, put a lot of intention and action into my education and preparing me for success in the real world. Practical education. Now, he absolutely values formal education, but it was there was a lot more of those sorts of things. Like you said, you didn't learn how to balance a checkbook till college, after college.
After college.
That you're that's not uncommon. Well, I learned that when I was a little kid. Tell me what's more valuable now that you're an adult. Was it those
the parties,
calculus classes, or learning how to count the checkbook?
Let me just say this: in college, it was partying. So yeah, the checkbook is way more valuable. And so forget about calculus. I partied the whole time in college. They kicked me out. It was so funny. My mother she used to hate when I would tell that story because I was super smart. And I went to college and I didn't know what I wanted to do because I did math and science. So I go to college and I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing here? And they put me in all these classes that I hated, right? So all I did, Ronnell, was eat sunflower seeds, drink orange juice, play spades. I even failed sculpting. It's clay. Who the hell failed sculpting? Right? And so when I tell the story about me getting kicked out, I was like, Mom, that's a part of my story. Because I'm the smart girl. That doesn't mean I couldn't get kicked out. I didn't have any direction. They told me to be an accountant, like be an accountant. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I get them like, I don't like this. Nobody told me I could be an entrepreneur at that time. So when I learned to be an entrepreneur, I've never stopped, and that's been 24 years. So, and I fell into that by mistake. So you grew up with your dad. Did you have a childhood at all? Because I kind of, when you were talking, I said to myself, oh my God, I feel like he was like Michael Jackson in the entrepreneur world. He didn't have a childhood. Did you have a childhood?
First of all, why does Joe Jackson get such a bad rap? Why does Joe Jackson get such a bad rap? Like, we always talk about Michael Jackson and, oh, poor Michael. You know what? Have you ever been to Gary, Indiana, Audrey?
I have not.
It is not a great place.
Okay.
To say the least.
Okay.
It is really a tough town, and Joe Jackson changed his family forever. Generational wealth. Mm-hmm. Now their kids don't work. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So anyway, I just
that's true. Okay, that's true.
Back to my childhood. No, I had a good childhood, and I also, I have a mom, right? Just like we all have a mom. My mother is very, very nurturing. So while my father was probably a little more stern, I had that other side too. Mm-hmm. Again, I think that one of the things that I learned in retrospect is that, when you're a kid and everyone else has all these little toys and everything, you're thinking, man, why don't I have all these little toys and everything? But, as you get into adulthood, you understand that, what matters the most. And I got the very best toys. I got the very best tools to be successful long term. And if we're having real talk, Audrey, my path to success in entrepreneurship and in technology and telecom, where I built businesses and had a decent amount of success, is not easy for us.
Right.
Straight up. Right now, there's not. I've sat in a whole lot of rooms where there weren't very many people, or if any, that looked like me.
Right.
And if you're going to make your way in that world, you have to have a little something different. And so, where my father maybe didn't, give me all these toys and everything, again, he gave me the tools that I was going to need to be successful in that world, because I needed to do more. I needed to be better. I needed to be smarter. I needed to have much higher EQ. So yeah, no regrets. I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I missed out on anything. I had a great childhood.
And that's a good thing. You don't have regret. I was just joking, because I wish someone had told me I could be an entrepreneur. I wish someone had gave me a checkbook and say balance it, because I wouldn't have went to college and got the boot as a smart girl. You know what I mean? Like, I got a scholarship going into high school to go to a private high. That's how smart I was. And then I get to college and they say, get out. And I was like, okay. And I cried. My mother said, what are you crying for? And I grew up in Newark. And I don't know if you ever been in Newark. Newark is rough.
Yeah.
Newark is rough. And I was still the smart girl, but my mom was a single parent. She raised my brother and I. The one thing I could tell you that was different between the way she raised us was that my brother played football. So he had coaches from the time he was like 6 years old all the way up. I had to figure it out. I was a girl, and so my mom was raised with 6 brothers, and she was like the fourth oldest, and the only girl like in that whole. So it was like, you'll figure it out, but let me put him into something because I don't want him to be a statistic. So I had to figure it out. So I just had to. I was smart, but I didn't have any life skills, and she was busy working 3 jobs to make sure we were okay. And she made sure we were okay. We grew up in the hood, but we were like doing good in the hood. You know what I mean? Like we had the best sneakers in the hood because she worked 3 jobs. So, and I remember my brother and I having this conversation, and he was like, we were poor. I was like, we weren't poor. He thought we were poor because we lived in the hood. Now, we didn't want for anything, like nothing. But in his mind, we were poor. In my mind, like, we weren't poor because our friends didn't have anything like we had. In his mind, I want a swimming pool in my backyard. That's his thing. So, it's so weird how you grow up and how the way you grow up shape your life as an adult. Just things. Georgette and I talk about this all the time. Things people say to you that won't click until you're like 40 years old, like things like that. So it's just amazing. I love the fact that your dad bought you a computer. Like, I wish someone had I didn't get my first computer till it was like 94. And my brother, at that time, had American Express, and I was like, I need to get a computer. He was like, take my American Express, put out a catalog back then, and you can just shop in the catalog, and it was a computer there. That's when I got my first computer and started my first online business in 94. It was a party for big girls. I was like, because I was bigger than I am now. And it was like, if you like big girls, we having a party, because I was party animal back then. So that's a funny story. I never told that story before. It's so funny that I'm sharing it. I've never said that before. Anyway, let me stop that. Let's get on with you. So, so you run 6 companies. That's a lot.
No, 3.
3. Okay. I'm looking at the bio. I'm like, God, this guy runs 6 companies. Now I know they said all successful millionaires have 7 streams of income. So I'm thinking, okay, he's in there. He's rolling there. Tell us about the 3 companies and why 3? Like, that's a lot. Like, how do you manage them all?
So let me probably where you're getting. Here's where I can get a little convoluted and probably where you have 6 is I don't know how many we have, probably 7 or 8 actual companies, but once you get in business, you understand that like companies feed into the other company. You set up corporate structures for various different reasons. So, for example, you have one company that I oversee. It's called IBA, and that's a sales and marketing company. We have 3 companies underneath that, right?
Okay.
So, but some of that just business stuff. Yeah, like you have a company that holds a specific contract with a specific entity, and so, but it's on paper, all right. But there's basically 3 entities that I'm involved with on a weekly basis and daily basis. So anyhow, we have a sales and marketing company called IBA, and that company does outsourced sales specifically for technology and telecom companies, B2B. So companies like your AT&Ts of the world, your Ring Centrals, Zoom, we sell their product business to business. In addition to that, we have the Business and Bourbon brand, which started as really a platform for me to share and grow my influence, and it's kind of become something much bigger than I ever expected to, which is pretty cool. Kind of become a media platform now for doing better business. So through that, we do private events, we do public events. These are corporate events where we interject spirits and whiskey into education and business growth.
Nice.
In addition to that, the last company is the Ronnell Richards Consulting, which, under our consulting firm, just really focus on. It's funny, I was meeting with a prospective client yesterday, and he's like, well, who do you guys like to work with? Larger companies, small companies? I said, we kind of work with everybody because it's really, we go where the need is great. Put it to you that way. I know my lane. I know our lane, which is sales and entrepreneurship, specifically working with entrepreneurs and to help them to know how to sell their products better and coach their people better and create frameworks. And then sales leaders, which they're actually very similar, right? The needs very similar. So that crosses over. So we've got some really large companies that I've worked with in the capacity of working with their sales leadership. And then smaller companies where I work directly with the founder or the entrepreneur. So I'm just really intentional about going where the need is great and where we fit, where there's great alignment. That's one of the things I teach the folks that I work with, is that just really focus on where you can serve at the highest level and where you get great alignment in your skill set and their need, and instead of trying to do a little bit of everything. Now, you asked about channel sales strategy, right?
Yeah.
That was one of your initial questions.
But before you get to that one, I got one question for you, because I got two before you get to that. So hold that thought.
Okay.
You talked about setting up a company with your companies up under there. What does that structure look like? Because I think about people. I was in a meeting recently, like 2 weeks ago, and the person we were in the meeting with, she got about 5 different businesses. And one of them has been around for a long time, like 20 years, and she's been doing really well. But now she's diversifying, so she has something here. So it was funny because I'm sitting in the office and I'm like, oh my God, I need an Advil. My head is about to explode. And the person that works in her office with her, she's like, this is me every day. Because it's like, well, we doing this. We got some land over here. We just bought 100 acres over here. We're doing this over. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you have to manage that many LLCs, because it was like they were all LLCs. And so you said have one umbrella company. How does that structure work for people who are saying, I want to start this business and I want to start that business? Do they have to be businesses in the same industry, or can they be different businesses in different industries under one umbrella?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes to your last question.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be. Now if you're just starting, don't worry about none of this stuff, because it doesn't matter to you at this point. There are different reasons why you create multiple LLCs and multiple companies. It usually has to do with either some geography, regulations, or tax implications, right? That's usually the reasons why you're going to be creating multiple structures. Or in some cases, with me, we've created entities to create investment opportunities for others, or others that are involved with the business, or people that we want to get involved in the business. So instead of if we've got this main piece, for example, this main business, and then we want to create another type of business underneath that business, right? Let's say I sell big cups, right? We sell big cups. We're like, you know what? We'd be really good at selling. Maybe we should sell mugs too. Mm-hmm. So and we've got Jenny and John over here that we think can help us sell mugs. So you know what? We've got the big cup company. We've got the infrastructure to make cups. So why don't we go ahead and create the mug company underneath that, and we'll give Jenny and John some equity in that. And so as opposed to saying the big company and saying, Jenny, John, we're going to give you some equity, give you some shares in this. Oh, no, because this is kind of doing its own thing. I don't really need you for that, but I need you for this. Mm-hmm. So we're going to create another company, which this company will be the primary shareholder owner of that company. And I'm going to give you some shares of this company because this is the one you're directly over. This is one kind of an example of why you'd set up another LLC or company. I've done it for that reason. I've done it for us. It usually comes down to, we work with a lot of different companies, and mm-hmm. those companies have specific rules and of engagement and exclusivity and things like that. And so if they want an exclusive agreement, we'll set up a sub company, when that company will hold that exclusive agreement, that exclusive contract. So we're not in jeopardy of losing that contract, because the main company does business with different companies, right? Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And it's so funny, as you were saying that, I went to go eat, I eat lunch after I do the show. I went to go eat lunch yesterday, and I was watching you got to watch it, because you probably just like, oh my God, because you're saying what she was saying. So I was watching a podcast called Social Proof. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's really a nice podcast. I love it so much because he really asks deep questions. So I'm watching the podcast while I'm eating lunch. It was an hour and 40 minutes. I could not get up out of the chair. And my uncle was here, and he's like, "Is that woman still talking?" But what she said was, she said she had grown her product, her company, to $2.4 million, and a big company came a knocking, and they told her, "We're going to give you a $250,000 salary. You're going to have ownership in the company. You're going to have a seat on the board." And they did all these things, right? They created this other company. She thought she had like 60% share in the full thing. She had 60% share in 40% of whatever that was. So she only had like that much, right? And then they took her company and they owned all her IP. She thought, she didn't know. And her attorney told her not to do it. And she said, "No, are they going to give me two?" She said, because all she saw was the $250 that she was going to be getting and still doing her business, because that's the way they pitched to her. And they had like a team around. It was like happy-go-lucky place. You got to watch that episode, because I could not get out of my chair. And my uncle came out. He said, "Is that woman still talking?" I was like, "Yeah," and I'm still listening. Her story was horrific, Ronnell. It was horrific. They ripped her off.
The lesson in that is you pay the specialists. You
Yes.
pay them for a reason.
Yes.
You listen to them.
Yes, she had to buy her company back. She lost so much money. She was living in New York. She had to move back to Georgia, to Atlanta. She had nothing. She had to start from scratch. She had to buy back her IP, buy back her trademarks. They ripped her off. They told her she had a manufacturer in China. She went to go visit China. She had a corner of a room that was manufacturing stuff, and she had to pay for that. And so when she went to meet the people, they were like, "No, that's where your stuff is manufactured, right there in that corner." It's like, "No, I have a manufacturer." It's like, "No, that's your spot." You have to watch it. It's called Social Proof, and the host his name is David Shands, and he would probably have you on his show because you're so successful. He interviewed people that has social proof, and I just found him probably about 2 weeks ago, and I love him, and I love the way he does his interviews. But that episode was long, but boy. Sitting there, I said, "Boy, everybody who's in retail need to watch this episode and learn from her," because she got duped really bad, and her attorney told her not to do it, and she did it anyway. So she had to go back to him after she got duped and say, "I got duped, help me." And she was out of money, and she did $2.4 million, and she had a great sales platform set up. So it did well, but she got beat up on that one. Okay, so yeah, so that answered a great question for a lot of people, and now. With the structure, then one last question on the structure. Is it a LLC, a S Corp, or a C Corp that they're setting this shell company up under? This umbrella?
Yeah, so the important thing is to have a great CPA, have an attorney to get some advice and some direction on how you should set up, because these things change over time. So right now, everything that we do is pretty much LLC. But when I first started, I set my first company up. It was an S Corp. Back then, that made the most sense. Right? And I had an attorney that advised me back then. So, LLC is really the way that we go now. But again, seek the advice of people that pay the money. Because if you don't now, you'll pay it later when you're trying to get it restructured because you done screwed something up. LLC gives you the most flexibility right now, so that's what we do.
Yeah, my first company too was an S Corp, and I got the advice from an attorney. No, it was a CPA, and when they told us to do an S Corp and told us why, we like, absolutely. So we followed their advice, but over the years, everything I've done since then has been LLC. So okay, cool. Thanks for telling us that. So now, sales and marketing. This is, people think that they are the same. I know they're not the same. And can you help us understand the difference and how to make them work together?
Yeah, so first of all, it starts with understanding where you are in your business, right? Here's how I look at the sales and marketing pie, right? Let's say you're brand new in business. And I'm going to tell you the difference of the two. You're brand new in business. And this is where people really screw up as they're starting their businesses. You should be like 90% sales, 10% marketing. But what people do is they flip those whole things because marketing's easier for them. Yeah, it's easier because you just throw money at something. Problem is it's the long game. It's the long game, and it doesn't, for most small businesses, doesn't churn revenue. That's right. So sales, that is the active. These are actions that are directly related to going out and grabbing customers. going out and getting you, bringing you in, direct outreach. Marketing is much more passive, right? Marketing is much more brand recognition, brand building, which is a long-term play, right? So, examples of marketing as opposed to sales, like marketing is this, right?
Right.
Podcast,
Right. Exactly.
Right? Sales is identifying who your prospect is, who your ideal client is, and going to them where they are, calling them, emailing them, knocking on their door, whatever, and articulating your value propositions in order to potentially gain a prospect and ultimately convert them into a customer. So both they work hand in hand, but I think it's really important to understand where you're at in your business and to evolve the marketing piece. The more secure, the more revenue that you have coming on. So, if you're new in business, you're heavy sales, you're heavy with direct outreach, and as you start to turn revenue, you start increasing that marketing budget slightly, and understand that marketing again is a slow grow, man. This is not like, hey, throw some money and it immediately turns back. It doesn't. And a lot of times, again, where small businesses go wrong is they look at marketing like companies. Yeah. Right? Like a big company, they can put millions into something and 3% return will over time works for them. For you, the small business, it doesn't.
Right.
You're putting your thousands into something expecting 3% turn, it's not going to pay the bills.
Right.
So put more money into activities that are going to be direct outreach sort of stuff, right? And again, as your revenue starts turning, you do more marketing stuff. But think about marketing, especially in 2021, a little bit differently. It's brand building, man. I look at it like the things that you do in marketing, or social media, or whatever you're doing out there. It's about bringing credibility to your brand, right? That brings credibility. So the things that you're like, let's say this podcast, for example, your podcast and the way that works, so how they work hand in hand, is when we're doing our direct outreach, when we're doing our sales activities, people they look for you online, look for you wherever to gain social proof for your brand, right? So that's how they kind of work hand in hand. So me, for example, we do a ton of social media, and really the focus on that is building credibility for the brand, so that when we're out there and we're doing our sales activities, when people come back, we go knock on a door, or you go. You saying that figuratively. Not a lot of people are, not literally. Not a lot of people are knocking on doors nowadays. But whether you're knocking on a door virtually, you're picking up a call, you're calling someone, whatever it is, they're going to check you out. Yeah. And when they check you out, what does it say? And if it doesn't say anything, that's almost as bad as if it says, you want to have something, because this is how we are. This is how social proof is how we're building credibility for our brands nowadays. Not just us, everyone. Whether you're small, whether you're big. So if you're in business, you're an entrepreneur, you're not taking an active role in that type of marketing, which, by the way, is free. Yeah. You're missing you're missing the boat. And I like to challenge people with what their concept of marketing is, because and it's something that also a lot of small businesses struggle with, is when they think marketing, they think commercial. They think, and that's what they do when they're doing their social media. It's like, hi, I'm Ronnell. We do X, we do Y. We do, that's old school, man. And not only old school, it's just not effective. Right. What you do is you give your knowledge, you give your expertise, and by doing that, it builds credibility for your brand, and people do business with you because you are a credible source and you are an expert, right? Not because of you said you did a commercial, right? the equivalent of a commercial, and this is something that big brands have known for decades, and now
Oh, your
Think
video.
about big brand.
Mm-hmm.
Think about like I'm kind of looking for something around my office here to kind of.
I'm gonna share this one. Like this brand. Like this is a big brand.
For brand.
Premier. That's my protein shake that I should be drinking. Your video is sticking. What is going on? Oh, what happened? Both of our videos are sticking. No, what is happening? What just happened? Come on, what is the problem? Oh. What happened? No. Oh my God, I cannot believe this just happened. Oh. Going to a song, be right back after this song. Oh, thank God. Because I'm sitting up here like crying, like, oh my God, I can't. Let me tell y'all something. I freaked out. You have no idea how I freaked out. Now I'm totally freaked out because I don't know what happened. So I had to play the music because I'm like, what the freak just happened? And it's crazy because this is a brand new computer, so nothing should be happening because there's nothing on it. Oh God, and now it's blinking like I'm freaking out altogether. Like, okay, so if for whatever reason, I have no idea what happened. If it goes out again, you just keep it rolling for me. Oh my God, now I got to get my thoughts back together. Okay. Woo. Okay. Listen, people. Oh no! Don't do it again. What is happening?
Technology will fail.
Oh Lord, stop it! Don't give me a heart attack. I do this show 4 days a week right now by myself. Mostly by myself, talking about just stuff going on around Gwinnett County where I live, and this hasn't happened. Now I'm doing a great interview today, and I want to get through it, and it wants to blink out. Like, okay, I'm not gonna freak out. Let's go before anything else happens. So you were talking about sales and marketing. This is the one thing I want to touch on before I don't know what's gonna happen. People don't know who they're talking to most of the time when it comes to marketing or sales. Oh shit! What is the? I'm going to scream right now. What the? This better not be my company, though. They're going to get it from me.
Identify with.
I think somebody hacked me. I think somebody's hacking my system right now. Okay. All right. So listen, guys. Nothing I can do is the technology that's effing up right now. I'm gonna keep it clean. Keep it clean. I'm gonna keep it clean. So this is my quick question. People normally don't know. Oh my God, they don't know who they're talking to most of the time, and so how do they identify? Do they say, you know what? I only want to work with authors who write children books. Do they say that, or because people say you have to find your audience? How do you find the audience? Do you decide who you want to work with? I heard you say earlier we only work with not only, but you say we work with you didn't say high net worth. I think that's what I heard, but I don't think you said those words specifically. When you say find your target audience, is it the people that you desire to work with? That's your target, and then you find out where they hang out, or is it a problem that you think you solve? Because I give you a prime example. Georgette and I invented the first plus size fashion dolls, right? We thought that our audience were plus size black women because we were plus size black women. And that was not our audience. And it took me about 4 months to figure out that my audience was white women who collect dolls. That was the audience. But it took me a minute to, oh my God, what is the problem? I want to scream right now. This is unbelievable. We found out that our audience were white women who collected dolls. And it took us about 4 months to find it out. But we went on what we thought we offered. We offered this doll to black women who were plus size. And that wasn't the case. And so how do you determine who your audience is? Do you decide, I want to work with these people? How do you do that? I'm going to scream.
So there was a part of it. I'm going to answer it however I answer. So hopefully this is in line, because I picked it up. Your first question is, do you or high value, or is highest level. Listen, I can I can want to do business with multi-gazillion, something better than anyone else can provide them. I'm wasting my time. It starts with, this is my product, this is my service, and this is not what it is that you do.
Oh, God.
Being right, it's about getting it right? And so I guess, great, you live.
Okay.
Oh no, I want to do this. It's something that is not, or they see their services.
Oh my God. Oh my God, this is killing me right now.
Understand. And
okay, let me just stop you because I'm freaking out.
Framework that helps with your success.
I'm freaking out right now. I have no idea what my system is doing. Like, this system on this side is perfect. It's running fine. This system right here is making me have heart palpitations, like, for real. I would love to have you come back because I know you said something that I didn't hear. I don't even know if the viewer here, and we're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Roku right now. And I'm dying. See? And you're stuck again. So
you guys want to...
You're stuck. You keep sticking. So I don't know what the system is doing, but I'm dying because I can't hear you. Can you come back again? Oh, thank God. Okay, listen, guys. I have no control. So there are people watching us on Roku right now, which is, oh my God, I'm sick. And there are people watching us probably on Facebook and some other platforms. However, I have no control over what's going on, and I have no idea I know my internet is fine because I have two systems running to my right. They're fine. They never went down. This system right here, where I'm running the video on, is going haywire. And so I want you to come back, and we're going to go deep into sales and marketing and how people can actually find it. Because you said a lot of stuff, and I didn't hear you. And I know you were talking because you was keeping it going because my system dropped off. And nothing I could do about it but sit here and panic. So that's what I was doing. In the meantime, how can people contact you? I already did it. You too late. I'm having heart palpitations right now. How can people contact you if they want to work with you?
Well, first I would encourage people to go to businessandbourbon.live and be community there. Do that first and foremost. Secondly, if you want to talk to me about potentially working with us, and you can go to ronnellrichards.com. Really I'm super particular about make sure that we're serving at the highest level and it's a good fit for everyone. So I consult out of love of the game. Like that's my passion. So it's not out of necessity, right? There's a difference there.
Listen how you said that, y'all, with so much confidence. I consult out of love of the game.
Just go to businessandbourbon.live, become a member.
Not out of necessity. We're all trying to get to that point where it's not out of necessity. Like right now, my necessity is to say thank you and to find out why my internet and my system is messing up right now. So thank you so much for being my guest today. I really enjoyed it. And listen, Georgetta's going to reach back out to you so we can bring you back on, because I know you share a lot. You shared a lot that I think we kind of missed. It maybe not, but I think we did. So I would love to have you come back. I know your time is valuable, and I really appreciate the fact that you took the time, even though I had no control of this system. So thank you, and so today is my Friday. Today's my Friday. I take off on Friday, so today is literally my Friday. You have a great weekend, and look for Georgetta's email to bring you back as a guest again. I appreciate you, and thank you for that.
Thanks, Audrey.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye. Listen, guys, I'm going to my last song before I pass out. I'm going to play this last song. Then I'm going to come back and give you my words of inspiration for today, so stay tuned. Now that don't want to play. Welcome back. So listen, I want to give Ronnell Richards a huge shout out for being my guest today. Man, I just want to scream because this system just went down, and I'm so upset about that because he was going to share some good information, and you guys may have heard it, but for some reason the system, my side of the system kept going down. And y'all know I'm fanatical about that stuff. And so, God is playing with me this morning because he was like, listen, we want you. I don't know what he wants from me. I just know my system went down. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for listening. But before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration for the day. And here it goes. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. That's the only thing I can come up with right now. Fall down 7 times and get up 8. Yeah, sometimes you have to fall down and get back up. This thing probably went down 7 times, and I was like, oh no, you gotta come back up. What's crazy is I never edit my show, but I'm gonna have to edit this show because I'm freaking out. Even when you couldn't see me, the audio side over here was still going. So the podcast is live on the podcasting platforms, the video is live on the video platforms, and the video kept going out. I have no idea why. So I'm gonna probably have to edit the show on this side because it was blank air because I was freaking out and I had stopped talking like, oh God, no. So people heard that. So I'm going to have to go back and edit that. But anyway, thank you, Ronnell, for being my guest today. I hope you come back. Don't hold this against me. Come back. I normally have great shows. Thank you guys for listening. And listen, fall down 7 times, stand back up on the 8th time. Always get up. If you can get up, get up. Don't fall down and stay down. That's a Japanese proverb. Don't fall down and stay down. If you can get back up, get up. Because you never know. It may be that 9th time that you get up that things go the way you're supposed to go. Listen, I've been doing this show for almost 2.5 years. 2.5 years to be, I think, June. I've been doing the show for almost 2.5 years. And here's what I know. This was my biggest glitch in over 500 episodes. This has been the biggest glitch. Outside of me making simple, like me having problems in the beginning when I first started, like trying to figure out, why my podcast player was not recording and things like that. I had no control over this. But here's the thing. Here's what I know about me. I'm going to get up again. I'll be right back here Monday, God willing, to bring you more of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County, to bring you more horoscopes, to bring you more national holidays. I'll be back. So I'm going to get back up. That's what you do. Get back up. What has knocked you down so hard that you just want to lay on the ground, but you decided to get back up? Listen, thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 19 minutes with me, and I love you and appreciate you to life for that. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Also, if you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes and give it 5 stars. I appreciate you and love you for that. And if you decide you just want to listen on Sunday, don't listen to this episode. No, you can listen to it because he still gave good information. If you decide you want to listen to this show at home on Sundays while you're in the kitchen cooking, ask Alexa, open Good Morning Gwinnett. And Alexa's going to open Good Morning Gwinnett and play the latest episode. And if you don't ever want to miss an episode, download the app from the app stores. If you got an Apple phone or Android phone, there's a Good Morning Gwinnett app for you. So download the app from the app stores and keep it going. I'll be back again on Monday no, not Monday. Hopefully Monday, but I'll be out of town. If I'm not out of town, or if I'm in a place where I can talk to you guys, I will, even if I'm in the airport. If I'm on the plane, of course, I can't talk to you. But if I am in a place where I can talk to you guys, I will talk to you. If not, I'll talk to you on Tuesday. So listen, thank you again for listening. You spent some time with me, and I love and appreciate you. I'll be back again next week, 10 a.m., maybe Tuesday, maybe Monday, but I'll be back, God willing. Until next time, y'all, stay safe out there. Hug your family. Tell them you love them. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye now.
You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.